That's why the email nurture sequence is so important. The truth is, and they talk about this in marketing, the 8 touches, the 12 touches, the 20 touches, whatever happens to be. But people need to see your message over and over and over and over and over and over again. Why do they need to see your message over and over again? Well, simply because they buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Hey, it's Alan here, and I want to talk about Marketing Made Simple. One of the most important elements of this book is a really simple message. Marketing is an exercise in memorization. This is one of the most important concepts from this book. Marketing is an exercise in memorization. And because marketing is an exercise in memorization, your message needs to be simple, so simple. I remember Steve Jobs said, I think it was like 1990, just way off in the past, could have been 30 years ago, Steve Jobs said, we have got to have a really simple message because the world is busy. It's very hard for anyone, and this is a $1 billion company. It's very hard for anyone to get attention these days because the world is busy, everybody's busy. And that was 30 years ago where everyone was a lot less busy than they are now, when they didn't have all of their scrolls through Instagram and their Facebook feed and their YouTube and their whatever else they're looking at, their TikToks. Steve Jobs says it's a busy world. It's a busy world. We're going to have a very strong, simple message. And that was a long time ago. It's a lot busier now. The world is a lot busier now. So you need a really strong, simple message. That's what this book says. Marketing is an exercise in memorization. And if you are $1 billion company, you can have a message like think different. Or you can have a message like do, and that's what you want people to remember. Or you can have a message like just do it. And that's what you want people to remember. But I'm guessing you're not part of $1 billion company. You might be, but if you are not, you need to make sure that you have an incredibly simple message, because you don't have those billions of dollars to spend on advertising in a noisy, difficult world to get attention. And that's why the email nurture sequence is so important. The truth is, and they talk about this in marketing, the 8 touches, the 12 touches, the 20 touches, whatever happens to be. But people need to see your message over and over and over and over and over and over again. Why do they need to see your message over and over again? Well, simply because they buy from people that they know, like, and trust. That's why. But also because marketing is an exercise in memorization. There's something that you want your prospect to remember. And even if they don't open all of your emails, which they're not going to, even if you get a 10, even a 5% open rate, they're still seeing your brand and they're still seeing your message, even if they just swipe to delete your email. And that's why the email nurture sequence is so important. So important. So they see your message over and over and over and over again. And at the very least, they're memorizing your name or your company name. At the very least, I am currently reading the next book after this, which is Business Made Simple. And every day I'm getting a Business Made Simple email. Donald Miller. I see it over and over again. I don't have to think to try to remember what that name is. If you ask me what that name is, I don't have to think, because Donald Miller has done his work to make sure that his marketing is an exercise in memorization, because he has a great email nurture sequence, and it's every day. It's too much. I can't read them. I'm deleting most of them because I'm busy, just like everyone else. I'm really busy. I don't have time to read every day. I just don't. Well, an email anyway. So I'm deleting, but I'm memorizing the name. I don't want to get off the list. There's going to be a great email that comes sooner or later. I know that, and I don't want to miss it. I probably missed about 10 of them because I just don't have time to even check them if they're great or not. But I'm memorizing the name. I'm remembering the name. Donald Miller. Business Made Simple. Marketing Made Simple. Story Brand. By the way, if you're interested in marketing, go to Amazon and buy one of them books. The Story Brand, the Marketing Made Simple, Business Made Simple. All great books, depending on what your area of interest is. But marketing is an exercise in memorization. And that's why your email nurture sequence is so important. So when you're looking at your statistics, we have a 5% open rate. We have a 10% open rate. We have maybe you have a really engaged audience. You have a 50% open rate, like nobody in the world does. Maybe you do, because I've had that before, but only with the audience was just so engaged that they basically read everything, or at least they opened every email. But even if they're not opening, the email nurture sequence is so important. And let me talk really quickly. This is going to be finished in 5 minutes. Really quickly about the subject line. The subject line in the email is so important, because that's what makes people open email nurture sequence. Makes some people open. Everyone's not going to open it, but it's going to make some people open your email nurture sequence. So subject line, it's so important. Now you're going to have valuable information within the email. In here he says, think of it like a blog post, a short magazine article where you're giving a solution to a problem that your customer, your prospect has. But your subject line is like your YouTube title. It's like your title on LinkedIn. It's like your magazine headline or your newspaper headline. It's everything. It's so important. And it should be always the last thing that you do. You write your email first, and the very last thing you do is write your subject line. And yes, you can put some clickbait in there if you want to. A man didn't eat for 2 years and this is what happened, whatever your clickbait title is. But the most important thing about that title or subject line is that it describes simply and clearly what value they're going to get from opening that email. Let me say it again. So your subject line should describe simply, always simple. It's so much easier to memorize something simple. So much easier to memorize something simple and catchy. So, your subject line should describe simply and clearly the value that they're going to get from opening that email. And make sure it's related, because this happens with YouTube titles, this happens with LinkedIn, it happens everywhere, whatever you happens to be. Not so much TikTok, you're just scrolling, whatever. But wherever you see a title or a subject line, you click in to find out more information. If you don't get value, the same value that you were promised from the subject line and the title, if you don't get that in 30 seconds, you feel disappointed. And you don't want them to feel disappointed. You want them to feel that they've come in and they've gotten what they wanted. So, your subject line should describe clearly and simply what value they'll get from the first paragraph of that email. And then they'll keep reading. And then they'll open. If they're interested in that value, they'll open. And if they're not, that's still information. If you get a low open rate, that's still good information. Because you say, well, okay, this one got a low open rate. Why was that? Did we not describe it well? Or was that just value that people aren't interested in? And it's going to inform your future campaigns. So the most important part of this video is that marketing is an exercise in memorization. Not your memorization. You're trying to help your prospect or client memorize something. And it should be simple, and really clear. So now here I want to talk about the nurture email sequence from Marketing Made Simple, Donald Miller.